guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be an amazing day because the weather is pretty awesome outside, and I have some things planned for Hazel. So I wanted to actually use my dressage saddle today and just kind of connect back with it. We've been doing so much work with Hazel in the jumping saddle just to kind of get her to hop over a cavaletti and get herself to kind of collect and then canter. So I was pretty eager to just try on my dressage saddle again because definitely dressage is a little bit more my discipline rather than jumping. So I'm quite happy here. Just changing her with a nice outfit and just having some fun with that. So here I am just putting some nice mosquito repellent. So the brand that I use is the Equestrian Marigold Spray. It does wonder. I really like this one because it's all natural, and it also moisturizes your horse's skin as well as kind of help with the bugs and other insects. And it's also really good because you can apply it to their faces. It doesn't sting the horse or anything like that. So I really like that spray. I will still use like a normal like fly repellent as well, but I usually only use it for her legs or areas that is not really covered by the saddle or the rider. So like her rump and her legs mostly, just because it contains some like chemicals in it, like pesticides, and I don't really like for Hazel to have like, you know, heavy contact with pesticides, so I really use it sparingly. People at my barn also have access to that spray if ever she's going on turnout and things like that, because she does still need to be protected from bugs, and it's better for her to have just a little bit of insecticides, because she like usually really swell up and reacts to certain bugs when she gets bit. So just to make her a little bit more comfortable, I will let them or allow them to use that on her. So just moving on to putting her brushing boots. The one that I use are from the brand Woofwear, and I really absolutely love them. They're made out of neoprene and they have a little like kind of Kevlar inside or some kind of like mesh on the inside that really helps, so if ever your horse is brushing their legs together, so they're safe. And I really like this brand just because they lasted me so far 3 years and I didn't have to replace them at all. So really nice brand if ever you're looking for some brushing boots. They kind of do it all. So for me, I use these guys because I've tried to put some of those like jumping boots on when we were doing jumping lessons, and Hazel still got scratched by one of the cavalettis just because the little hawk protectors don't go high enough on the leg. So I decided to just put these guys on just because honestly they don't really support the tendons. Neither of those boots support the tendons, and just more for protection overall. And I think this boot specifically cover more of the leg that way, so you avoid all kinds of like bad experiences or scratches and things like that. So moving along to tacking up here, I placed my PS of Sweden saddle pad, and it is in the color Estate Blue, and it's a lovely color, especially on a chestnut horse, and I couldn't wait to try it. I have in total, I think, just a little over 15 saddle pads by PS of Sweden. I really like the brand, but I do not use them all the time. I have some saddle pads that I use for schooling, and then some other saddle pads like the PS of Sweden that I'll use on occasions for pictures and things like that, or just for fun as well. But I'd rather like keep them really in nice condition and make sure that they're clean, and you know, I don't usually put them in the shedding season to get them all dirty and damaged, so I really take care of them. So I take them on occasion when I really want to have fun and just kind of match with my horse and things like that. So just for a nice afternoon. So Estate Blue it is today. So for those of you that have been asking, the half pad is from Renderin, and I really like it. It's been a year that I've been using their products, and I really like it, especially for dressage, because it really absorbs the shock between like the horse, the saddle, and the rider. So it really kind of helps to kind of cushion that space, and then the horse doesn't feel as much impact on their back, and the rider is the same kind of feeling for the rider, so you don't have a lot of impact on your back. Especially if you're doing like sitting trot, cantering, and things like that. So it just really helps to absorb the shock. And also my girth, for those of you that were wondering as well, my girth is from Total Saddle Fit. And if ever you go on the Total Saddle Fit website, it is the girth with an elastic in the middle. So the elastic really helps for the horse to be able to breathe, as well as having more clearance for their legs and shoulders. So I think it's really a good fit, especially in a dressage setting, just because you don't want to put an obstacle between you and the horse when they're actually doing the movements for you. So I feel like that's a good fit. The other thing with that girth is it is anatomical, so it's really meant to kind of really help the horse to just really have the free range of motion. So I really like that product as well. I will put links down below for the products that I've described, so if ever you guys want to get yourself some of these products. I can assure you they're really good, and I'm using them pretty much every single time I ride. And then of course finishing up the whole look with the bonnet. Once again, the bonnet is from PS of Sweden. It is an actual like matching kit, if you will. So I have the polos, the bonnet, and the saddle pad. And then today I opted for the boots just because we're going into sand and it's very dusty, and I didn't feel really up to cleaning the polo wraps right after. So I decided let's just do the saddle pad and the bonnet for today. So it looks like we have everything together, so I'll see you guys outside. So as you can see, it's like a beautiful day outside. It's super sunny. Like it was one of the best ride I had so far. The weather was just like dreamy. So this is me and Hazel, of course, in blue, and then you have Connor and my coach on the other horse here. That is a lovely bay horse. So if you follow along there, you'll see Hazel's like super shiny. And that is thanks to the products from Equifuse. So I did give her a bath and trim her mane for those of you that follow my Instagram. And as you can see, the Equifuse line really makes your horse really shiny. So if second thoughts on this, I would definitely bring on some sunglasses for how shiny she was, because it does create kind of a lot of reflection. But other than that, like really happy with the products. Like she's super soft, super shiny, and I couldn't ask any more from these products. So once again, it's from Equifuse Canada, and then I'll have a link down below as well if ever you want to order, because they are my sponsors for the year 2021. And I really, like I said, I really recommend the products. They really help to kind of clean your horse and keep it clean as well as obviously the shine. So as you know, usually when I ride with a purpose, or I have something that I want to work on. So today, the first few things that I'm going to work on with Hazel is the focus. So I want Hazel to be on the bit and be focused to me, as well as working on the canter and our like transitions. So Hazel's been doing really great outside. She still gets distracted from time to time, and she kind of spooks here and there, but overall it's pretty good. Like she has sometimes like a mild spook, or she'll spook like one time. Definitely outside is very distracting, so I'm just really trying to get her used to that. And then the fact that my coach is riding Connor as well really kind of helps her desensitize to the outdoors a little bit, just because on this arena in particular we could probably have 4 or 5 riders without any issue, and she needs to kind of get used to that tempo for the shows. So far she's doing really well. Like she's not paying attention too much to other horses around us in the actual arena, but the problem is that sometimes on both sides of this lovely arena there's huge big fields, like big paddocks, and sometimes the horses in there get kind of a little bit excited, a little bit rowdy. They start playing with each other, they start galloping and things like that, and those are the things that kind of trigger her. So I'm really working on that kind of focus from her and making sure that she doesn't fast forward, speed forward, or bolt, or do anything like that, and just really stays connected to me and what I'm asking her to do. So far I've been really working on that. It's, I believe, her third or fourth ride outside. So we had, of course, our lessons that have started on the outdoors as well, but for us to just ride by ourselves, it's been, I think, the third time that we've been just by ourselves, kind of trying to deal and manage with that. So like I said, it's always a work in progress. And for what is concerning the canter, we're doing much better, definitely. So the work with our jumping saddle really helped to kind of get her to understand the level of collection that we ask or we need. But in the next few weeks, we will work on elevation as well and really get her to engage those back legs a little bit more into the canter. But so far, this canter is becoming so soft, so easy. So it's really nice to be able to kind of, you know, step it up for the next phase of this lovely canter motion. So I hope that you guys can see pretty well, despite the sand being kind of dusty that day. The footing, I think, is definitely like 100% pure sand. So with a little rain, it makes it perfect. But on days like this, when it's really sunny and dry, it kind of goes in the air quite a lot. So if you look at the back end, that's where I am with Hazel. And then we're going to try to just get herself into a good canter. So as you can see, the transition was pretty good into it, and she gets a little bit faster. So here, I'm trying to keep her forelegs on the ground and open my outside rein to just kind of let her, you know, balance herself in that way as well. And I'm just, when I see that I'm losing control, I'm just asking her a little bit tighter of a turn, like a smaller circle, to kind of get her to group and regroup with me. And that kind of really helps to kind of just get her attention, because sometimes I do feel like she's kind of on autopilot. You know, she's not picking up speed or anything, but she's just kind of in her own like brain, right? So I just want to make sure that she pays attention to me a little bit more. And also, I don't think you guys can see it from here, but by those two little trailers, there's also somebody sitting at that end, which is not usually the usual spot for people to hang out. So it's a little bit different there. So although I would like to have like more than one camera in order to capture the whole field, I decided I would just come a little closer so you guys could see and try to get this kind of same canter on this side here for you guys to see. So slowly I will just ask her to pick up a trot, and then eventually I'll push her into a canter as well when I feel like I have good control and that she's paying attention to me. So here I felt like I had a good control, so I decided to go long, and I went all the way to the back there and did one good circle there, which wasn't that bad, but she was kind of getting a little bit away from me at that second end, and then she spooked about something going on. I don't really remember what it was. Maybe a horse was cantering in the field, so I just stopped the canter because we were landing right on the side there. And then the good thing to do is basically not to overreact when the horse is just, you know, having a spook. It's just to kind of be able to collect them and get them right back to work. So that's what I did here. I just pushed her back into a working trot, and then as soon as I felt like it was safe and she was, you know, being pretty obedient, I just let her walk for a second. So here working on my control, so I'm just double testing all my stuff and making sure that my horse is paying attention to me. So I will push her in a walk, a trot, back her up, push her sideways, and all these kind of things to kind of get her to pay attention here. So here we're doing a nice side pass. I did a nice backup as well, and I just want to make sure that she's paying attention to me. You know, it happens to spook, but it's really important for everybody's safety if the horse can kind of pay attention. And so I'm just kind of not forcing her, but I'm just engaging her into that, you know, level of attention that I need. So far so good. She's doing really, really well. Here she was getting a little confused by my aids, so that's probably one of my issues, but overall she did really, really good. All I wanted was a couple step of side passes, so we can work on that as well. So here I am working on straightness. I decided I would just try something different. So if she is good and we have enough room and everything is pretty well set up, I will work on the canter. But in the outdoors, when I know that it's, you know, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of things happening, if ever she's not totally with me, I'm not going to kind of push it and just push her to the next gear. I'm just going to work on collection. Or something else. So in this case I just worked on my straightness to the center line, just because it's such a big arena. So if she can keep up the straight line all the way through, it's already like an accomplishment in itself, because last year about the same time we weren't even able to get from our small arena from one side to the other. So that's definitely something like that's a big deal. So I'm really, really happy with her and how she's actually transforming and how she's learning. Because we're like, it's such a different ride and such a different world now for her. So we just keep on, you know, going with her learning, and so far it's paying off really well. So here is time for a nice break. So my coach and I, we just like some time to just talk. Obviously it's the weekend, so we're just having a little bit of fun and we're just chit-chatting while our horses are getting a little bit of a break. They're just doing a little bit of a walk all around the arena. Sometimes we just do that in between exercises that we're working on our individual horse, and then we kind of regroup and then we separate again. So this is something that we just get used to, and what's nice is that it really helps Hazel to kind of not create like a friendship, but just being okay with other horses, kind of proximity to her. Not that she's like really mean or she was really mean before, but it's something that is just new to her. So she's not used to being really a companion to anybody. She's very independent, just like I am. So she's a very independent mare. She's not herd bound. She does not care about any other horses. She's like pure business. She just cares about what she's got to do, and she, you know, put herself 110% into it. So really like that attitude, but sometimes it's just kind of great to just get her to relax. Like, horses are obviously herd animals, so it's not something that I want to, you know, get her away from. It's just if she can get some communication and just relax with other horses, I think it's a great start. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming them for you guys. I know it's a little bit dusty. I'm gonna try to see if I can find some better angles to put my camera at in the future, so you guys can see a little bit more properly what we're doing. It's a big space, so I'm gonna see what I'm gonna be able to do for you guys. But yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed this nice sunny day with us, and that you've learned something new, or at least you've enjoyed our little workout. So I'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.